Hi, I'm Adam.
And you're Ethan? Oh, I'm Ethan. I'm Ethan. Welcome to Way to Manhood.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to start off by saying that today is my youngest grandson's birthday.
Oh, well, if he was here, I'd tell him happy birthday. There's no point in saying it to you because you're not him.
Yeah, he turns 2 today.
Yeah, that's a fun age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, that's how old my son is.
And he's the one that's in the Spica cast. So
Yeah.
16 days and the cast comes off.
Really?
Yeah, 16 days.
I thought it was like 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, 16 days will be.
And it's been that long? Boy, time flies. I don't know what time it's like on the release schedule of this podcast, but that feels like a long time right this second.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I can't imagine that. That's insane. Because like I said, my son's 2 and, you know, he just runs full speed like I'm sure.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I got to give a shout out if that's okay with you, but I'm not asking. But
this was not
anyway,
pre-cleared. But
so I got to give a shout out to my buddies Rick and Billy. I spent some time with some friends of mine yesterday that it was well needed. Cutting up. Guy time. What's the look?
You don't ever hang out with me.
These guys are friends of mine. So, but there are.
You heard it here first.
I'm blessed to have a lot of guys that I can call anytime. And what?
Nothing.
That no matter what time of day or night it is, they'll drop what they're doing. And now Billy was Army, so he's going to talk crap the whole time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But he is the most intelligent one, and he'll be there for you better. So
anyway, shout out to Rick and Billy.
Well, let me see. Who did I hang out with yesterday? Shout out to all my clients.
Yeah.
Y'all my real homies. They are because they pay my bills.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh.
So I know we have said we're not gonna do the.
We're not doing the rundown.
And
the rundown. Don't tell the producer.
And also, I may be fired today.
Yeah.
Because I have notes. I have to have notes.
Braxton, he's got notes.
Yeah. Don't show them where everybody can see, and so they'll know ahead of time what's coming.
You think people care enough about this podcast to pause and zoom in?
Negative. So
only if it's on TikTok.
Yeah. I had one of my many oddities.
I hadn't noticed.
I had COVID last week.
Mm-hmm.
I have COVID twice a year, same time. So February 20th, I'm going to have COVID every year since the first time I had it.
Is the COVID in the room with us right now?
No, that was last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Every February and every November.
I think we need to do like a Facebook Live check-in on those dates and make you take a COVID test, and we'll see if he's lying, boys.
Hey, I can show you
the world.
The tests.
Oh, can we sing songs on this podcast?
Look.
It's copyrighted. Sorry.
That's the one from last week.
I don't know when that's from. That could have been an old test.
Anyway.
I'm going to need a copy of that day's paper sitting next to it. Do people have newspapers anymore?
I don't know. I assume so.
Well, you know what they say about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of newspapers.
Yeah.
When I was in Korea, I had a Kindle because I couldn't get... all the newspapers there were in Korean, and I didn't read Korean. And I got the Wall Street Journal, and that was one of just the simplest pleasures, was just to have an American newspaper delivered to my little Kindle every day. A little touch of home.
Okay.
You know what? One of the things I miss most when I was over there? This is just derailing, but that's okay. That I hate now, and I hated before that, was television ads. Because you don't ever see an American television ad, and it's just such an American thing to have those American style ads that when you don't see them for 2 years, you kind of miss it in a weird way. And now I kind of find myself, I saw like a Korean ad the other day. I was like, oh, I kind of miss those. And I don't like advertising, but it's just weird. Anyway.
Yeah. So
talk about oddities.
You're one of those people, you always want what you can't have. So,
like a good co-host.
Are you a morning person? Well, obviously you are. We're running late today. For some reason.
After 5. And I woke up. Well, first of all, I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well, Adam. Don't you care?
Why?
Thank you. Well, because my son has a cough. And he had a fever the night before last. So he slept till noon yesterday, which meant last night he got up. I was in my little nook working, and he got back up, and it's time to get up. But it's like 10 o'clock. It's time to go back, or 9 o'clock. It was time to go back to bed. And no. So all night, I only laid down for like 5.5 hours anyway, because I just had too much stuff to do. And yeah, he was up the whole night. And then I finally I woke up at 3:15 for good, which is early. That's an early wake up. Not as early as some of our 2:30 wake ups, but 3:15 is early for me.
Yeah.
I try to sleep till 4:30. Some days. The other day I told my wife, I was like, hey, I don't have anywhere to be first thing in the morning. We're not doing the recording like we were planning because Adam had canceled it. And
because he's a loser.
A loser.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep in like 4:30 tomorrow. And she just started laughing.
Yeah.
It's like, weird, man. She doesn't call me man. She doesn't. Don't do it.
But there's something about waking up early like that. Mm-hmm. But morning routines. Do you have a morning routine?
Yeah. And it changes. It's changed since I decided that a morning routine was a good thing. It's always evolving because again, like we talked about with the self-improvement, I think last episode was if you're not trying to not even just correct, but improve, you're going backwards, right? If you're not going forward, you're going backwards. And so it's changed over the years, but the base of it is very consistent now. Well, I say that. The only thing that ever stays completely the same is the first thing I do is I hop out of bed and do 25 push-ups. And I might have to up that now because when I started that, you okay? Is the COVID?
No.
Is the COVID in here again? It's okay.
Carry on with what you were saying.
Well, to segue or to throw in an anecdote, I took 6 years off of lifting. Yeah, I went through
and you're going to start back here for too long, right? Hey, you got to admit.
Here's why I'm mad. It was really good. That was good.
And that's out of character for me.
Yeah,
normally it would have been 20 minutes later. I thought about that.
Hey, you're small.
Hey, you remember when you said,
or later in the shower, you're like, I should have said this.
Yeah.
Oh boy, thanks.
So you took
6 years.
12 years off from the gym?
Like it. No, from like 2019 to, at the end of 2024. So almost 6 full years. I went in the gym maybe 3 times. And it was a huge part of my life before that, but I went through a really dark time. I was not living, before that, I had not been living the life that God wanted me to live. And I had drawn away from him and was blaming him for everything, which is the dumbest thing you can do. And hindsight's 2020, and now I can see that. And now it's fueling me for the future, and I'm okay now. But back then it was a dark time. And I just left the gym behind And so when I started trying to, well, we talked a few weeks ago about becoming a man. When I started feeling like a man, when I started actually trying to improve my life, I met my wife and we started moving forward together. I decided I needed a morning routine. And so I started doing push-ups, and man, 15 push-ups, it was a struggle. And I used to do 120 on the PT test in 2 minutes. And literally 15 push-ups was tough for me. But so now I do 25 every morning, and I think I'm gonna have to up it because it's easier now. But that's the first thing I do. And if I can't do anything else, I can do that. You ever read Make Your Bed by Admiral McRaven?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good book. And his whole thing is just for them. I know you know. But make your bed first thing, because if you can accomplish nothing else, if you succeed at no other task that day, at least you started the day doing something successfully. My problem is my wife is still in bed when I get up in the morning, so I can't make it.
She wouldn't appreciate it.
She would not. No. I can't imagine if she would. She does get up with me sometimes, though. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of my one task, that if I don't do anything else, at least I've tried to push myself a little bit. Because even 25 push-ups, if it's not that much for you, doing it, like literally the first thing you do is just do it. Like remember in the Batman movie when he does that weird, like gets up on his tiptoes and falls forward? It's an old movie. You remember the Christopher Nolan Batman Begins series with Christian Bale? And Heath Ledger was the Joker, and then he died.
Oh, yeah. No, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the first one?
I don't know.
No. That was
You're asking the wrong guy.
maybe it was the first one. Anyway, it was the first one. No.
Okay, let's move on. It's
What?
not that big
Anyway.
a deal.
Push-ups.
Yeah.
First thing.
Okay.
And then I try to do more stuff. But why don't you talk for a little bit so I'm not doing my whole morning routine. What do you start with?
Well, I'll go.
Do you work out?
I'll go back to, well, obviously not right now, but
That is not true. When I came in first thing this morning, I noticed that you had affixed the lat pull down little seat with the little leg, things. It looked like you've been at least moving gym equipment around.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to enjoy getting up early, mainly to hunt. But I don't know, once I got back into the mode of reading and really started analyzing my life and my routine and what I'm doing to improve myself and things like that. So there were several books that I read, and I'm not exactly sure which one it came from, but whether it been the Spartan Way, Magic of Thinking Big, or the 10X Rule.
Who wrote Spartan Way? Do you remember?
Dude, don't put me on the spot like that. I can't remember, but there are so many things about
DeLuca?
Maybe there are so many things about him that I think I could have written this book. Some things.
You guys heard it here first. Adam's got a book on the way.
I know that's another topic, but I would love to write a book. Mm-hmm. And someday, maybe I will. But
maybe I'll write a memoir called "Boy, I Screwed That Up."
Yeah.
I like that. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Now somebody's gonna take that idea and run with it.
I'll come up with a better one. Joke's on you, buddy.
But one of those books inspired me to, have a morning routine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't start that morning. It starts the night before. Mm-hmm. Like, take for instance, the night before, I'm preparing for the next morning. So I have the coffee ready.
Mm.
I have my breakfast ready, my, protein shakes, pre-workout, all that good stuff, BCAAs, all that's ready. I have my clothes for work laid out. I have my clothes for the gym laid out.
Yeah.
So, all that's done. I don't have to think about that in the morning.
Yeah.
All of that is prepared.
How would it go if you didn't do that?
It would take up a lot of time because it's like, okay, everything's not in the same place.
Yeah.
So, well, I need to go get my socks. I need to go,
Do you still do it? You just take more time?
What do you mean?
So for instance, my problem is like last night I didn't make a protein shake for this morning. And so I didn't have a protein shake this morning.
I got you.
So I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it last night. And this morning was kind of rushed anyway, trying to get here early to record and then having to wait on our videographer. But no, so if I don't do it the night before for some, picking out clothes, I have to, you can't skip that. But if it's something that I can skip, like not having my protein shake, I just won't do it. And I'm sure that's a character flaw and a failure of mine, Adam, if you'd care to point that out to our friends here.
I'm making note of
Yeah,
that.
write that down on your notes that we're not supposed to have.
So,
You go ahead.
like I said, I prepare the night before, and occasionally I will set an alarm, but it's rare.
Yeah.
This morning I had an alarm set just to be safe. I'm still up at 3:45. Before my alarm went off.
Which we've talked about that before too.
Setting that.
If you go to bed, if you don't get enough sleep, you need an alarm. But usually if you do need enough sleep and you get up at the same time, you don't. Have you ever, this is weird. It's going to sound weird to start out, but it has a point. You ever read Tom Clancy's books?
I really can't say that I have.
He wrote Splinter Cell, which is like Sneaky Boy is the best way to describe it. And he has this cool, I don't know, digital something. I don't know if I guess it's a watch type of thing, but it taps in, it puts pressure on one of his veins or something like that and kind of wakes him up very silent. He's a sneaky boy, right? So if he climbs into somebody's air duct and to hide out and get ready for somebody to assassinate him or something, and then he'll take a nap because when you're in the military, you got to be able to be ready to sleep at the drop of a hat, sleep on command.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was awesome, and now this watch, which for anybody that noticed, I have an Apple Watch. I didn't buy it. A client gave this to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Really nice of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
won't call you out because you maybe don't want me to. But thank you so much. You're my favorite. But it vibrates.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have to have any noise.
Yeah.
And I love it. But I woke up at 3:15 this morning, like I said, because I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
So do you find that your mornings are better if you haven't woken up with an alarm?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because if you wake up to an alarm, it's
interrupted your natural sleep patterns.
Yes. Yeah. But when you wake up naturally, yeah. And something else that I failed to mention, it's critical that when you're going to sleep, you think a certain way. Okay, let me back up.
I don't
some
do
more.
this, so you tell me.
Okay, so I do the 3-2-1. I don't eat 3 hours before bed. Okay. I don't drink 2 hours before bed, and no screen time.
Like water?
Screen time liquids. I don't drink anything 2 hours prior to bed. And then no screen time an hour before. Now, I say that and this will also take us, to another topic to come back to at a later date, but do you have a list of goals and objectives and a I'm drawing a blank.
I believe in you.
A mission statement. Do you have a mission
I
statement?
have a mission statement. I don't have written down goals. So that's part of my morning routine. When I do the whole thing is that. So when you finish what you're talking about, I'll come back to mine. I do have a mission statement though, yeah.
So I like to read those things at night. Just for positivity, but going to sleep.
Kind of like setting yourself to sleep mode.
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
So, but going to sleep, if I let work thoughts or bill thoughts or, anything like that slip in, then my mind turns on and it's going to be hours before I go to sleep. So, I prepare my mind and I think about specific things, and it's mainly revolves around family that I'm thinking of, that is calming and happy thoughts and relaxing. And so I did a sleep study. I've actually done a couple of sleep studies, and
because you wear a CPAP, right?
No.
Didn't you? Oh boy, story time.
Yeah, for another day.
Oh.
No, I don't wear a CPAP.
Personal.
But no, just totally. You just totally conniving. But I think positive. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So I generally fall asleep within 11 minutes from the time that I get in the bed.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because of thinking those pleasant thoughts.
Yeah.
So I don't have the little triggers, making me think about this and, chasing a squirrel here and there. And, what am I going to do about this? Oh, did I quote this customer this,
See, I think, because I don't do that. I don't do either one of those. I don't think the positive things, but I also don't get caught up in the negatives either before bed. And I think there's just a really simple trick you can use to not do that. And it's just to be exhausted all the time. Because I bet my wife would say that I can fall asleep within 30 seconds. I mean, I'm so tired. And do your eyes do this thing when you get real sleepy, where it's like you can't hardly hold them open? That's every day. Yeah. I get to a point where I'm like, I guess I got to go to bed because I can't see anymore. But yeah, I just instantly. And I guess I'm blessed that I can both do that and that I don't think negative things.
Yeah.
But maybe if I was getting 8 hours a night or close to that, I would have more time and energy to focus on the negative.
Yeah.
So look, that's another way God's blessed me.
That's right.
Exhaustion.
That's right.
It comes in all forms. Blessings do.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of God, when I wake up in the morning.
Are you done with your nighttime routine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now sleep. Mm-hmm. And now we rise. Okay, go ahead.
When I wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, I thank God for blessing me with another day.
Yeah.
And I pray that everything I do and say in that day brings honor and glory to Him. Now, I failed that pretty quickly.
I hadn't noticed. Never seen that.
Well, generally, I get in traffic or get.
I've seen those moments. We've had some Zoom calls or whatever, where not Zoom,
yeah,
an undisclosed. Well, we don't use Zoom actually, but where the frustration's palpable, But I will say, let me just compliment you real quick here before you move on. Let me interrupt you to compliment you. It's apparent that effort is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you seem like you try to be godly sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, as a buddy of mine says, and I use this phrase, quite often during the day, especially like, driving in Memphis or whatever.
Mhm.
Hey, buddy, it's the big pedal on the right.
Oh, see, I call it the skinny pedal.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Hey,
Yeah.
don't forget your skinny pedal.
Yeah.
My wife laughs. I think she thinks I'm insane because sometimes I got like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we had some friends with us. We went to the Brandon Lake concert. Have I talked about that?
No. I don't want to hear it though, so you can continue.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, we went to the Brandon Lake concert.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But on the way, we had some friends with us. And I kind of expressed my feelings toward another driver kind of loudly.
Yeah.
So I may have made them uncomfortable. So back to morning routine.
I wish you would.
Yeah. So then when I wake up and get out of bed, I don't do the push-ups like you do.
Wow.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should make a note of that and start doing it. But I get up and the first thing I do is go to the kitchen, grab my breakfast, my pre-workout, and I go to my office. And that's when I have my God time. I read my devotion. I, spend time in prayer. And that is, I generally, say it's 3:45. I generally don't look at my phone or my laptop, anything. As far as like emails, text messages, news, anything like that, until generally after 6 o'clock.
That's good.
So at
least 2 hours?
Yeah. After my time, whether it be, after my gym time, just because I don't want to be distracted, because once I go into work mode, I'm there.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. But so I will look at my phone to go over those goals and objectives and mission statement and things like that. But that's all. Just go into my notes and read those things.
Yeah.
And I spend time after my God time. I spend time reading something that is either self-development or motivating. Like I've got a Jocko book that is just, it's like generally one page or one or two pages that is just, inspirational things or motivating, or most of his stuff is pretty motivating.
Yeah.
But, things like that are critical to how my day is going to play out in most cases.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that too. Just in general, my morning routine kind of sets, as it's intended to do, it sets the tone for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is next on yours? You finish yours and then I'll go through mine.
So once I get done with my reading, then I have my gym time. I go to the gym and exactly right here.
Yeah.
And I get that done. I go back in, and I have my, first breakfast, second breakfast, third breakfast.
Like a hobbit.
So, yeah. So I go back in and, do my eating routine, get in the shower, get dressed, my day starts.
Yeah.
So that's when
okay.
That's when I get into work mode.
Yeah. That's good.
So what about you? As far as
mine is similar. So I don't do anything in bed because the exhaustion will dictate that I fall back asleep. So I get up, and I'm usually still pretty tired when I get up, but that's okay. The push-ups help that. So do the push-ups, and then I go in and have a protein shake if I've made it the night before. And then I used to just go down immediately and sit down and start reading my devotional. And then I would do morning mobility. Since I listened to that other podcast about the Savers routine, I've started incorporating that. What was that guy's name?
The Miracle Morning is the book, and I've got it in my notes.
Well, find the guy's name
that I'm not looking at.
Do you have his name in there?
No, I don't.
Man.
The Miracle Morning is
the Miracle Morning.
The name of the book.
Yeah. Anyway, that guy, great guy.
Yeah.
So I started incorporating that structure into mine. It's kind of marrying the two, and I don't do all of it.
Yeah, I don't either.
But his it's Savers. It's silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, scribing, or writing. So I do, after the protein shake, I go sit at my desk, and I've got mine on my laptop, and I've got it all written out, so I don't have to go anywhere else. It's just on one screen. And so I do silence, which is just starting the morning with some deep breaths and complete silence, and then I'll pray. And my prayers first thing are just two. I only focus on two things. One is gratitude, and the other is surrender. Because if I get nothing else accomplished that day, if I can thank God for what he's given me and try to give it all back to him, then that's a pretty big accomplishment, right? Mm-hmm. So I do that, and that takes around 5 minutes or so. And then I do my affirmations, which is when I'll read. So I've got a daily affirmation I read. I've got a personal creed that I read, and then I've got a mission statement. And they're all pretty similar. They just have like different objectives, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I'll read those, and sometimes I'll go back and read them again. Sometimes I'll repeat stuff. And it's all still kind of a prayer, right? Mm-hmm. But it sets the tone.
You know, one of those books I was referring to said to write like your goals and objectives. You know, write those out, handwrite them out. You know, maybe even multiple times.
Yeah. So do that every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was one of those books. I'm pretty sure it was one of those. Basically said to create your own commercial. That
about yourself?
Yeah, that you record this commercial about yourself and listen to it every morning.
That would be tough for you.
Yes, extremely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah. And meditation.
Yeah, so I do that as part of my silence too. So when I'm sitting there in complete silence, I do a quick 60 to 120 second meditation of just thinking my feet are on the floor, my butt's in this chair, I'm breathing deeply, I can feel all my breaths, I'm connected right here, just physical connections, how I'm feeling in that moment before I start anything else. So that I always have that center to come back to, which then praying obviously fully envelops that.
Okay.
So I used to meditate more. I used to do 15, 20-minute meditations from an app that I won't endorse.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about Miracle Morning, or Miracle Mornings, whatever. So.
Yeah, because then I'll get back to my morning routine.
Yeah. He says, you have to break up your time, and prioritize, and, okay, this may take 5 minutes. This you may want to take 10 minutes, 60 seconds for this, but.
And it's individual.
Yeah.
It's not a cookie cutter mold. It's you figure out what's best for you.
Yeah. And it depends on how much time you have as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, this morning I've got 30 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
How am I going to break everything up? What do I need today specifically,
Yeah.
you know, because you may have certain challenges coming up that day. So, you know, basically you break it up to what
Yeah.
best fits you.
Yeah. So my silence, it takes about 5 minutes. My affirmations take about another 5 minutes. Then it calls for visualization, which is picturing yourself like succeeding in the day and carrying your affirmations, like whatever your personal creed is or your mission statement. How does that look as you accomplish the day? And for me, I can't do those other things. I can't do the silence or the affirmations without thinking about what it looks like that day. So I need like maybe 30 more seconds, 60 seconds for visualization just to kind of complete the picture. But for me, it's not, I'm already there.
Yeah.
And then the E is exercise, which for me is not what it is for you. I don't come in the gym. My gym time is later in the day. Usually I attach it after I get done with a client, I'll work out then. But my exercise is morning mobility. And, 10 years ago, I would have been ashamed to say this, but yoga, man. And I know I'm only in my mid-30s, but things really hurt if I don't get a little stretchy in the morning.
Dude, what do you get into your 50s?
I don't know if I'll make it. That's so long from now. Oh, and I'll be so old. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
No. I actually, somebody a couple of years ago pointed out a gray hair, and I was like, good, it's about time. I think I've earned one. I'm ready to earn a full head of gray hair. I'm excited about it.
So that said, I was with my buddies Rick and Billy yesterday, and Billy's a very animated guy, and he's looking at me and he's like, so you still color your hair? I'm like, dude, really?
Do you dye your hair?
No, I do not, but I have been accused of that forever. I got some gray hairs in there.
Why don't you guys just drop a comment below and tell us what you think?
Now, granted, my facial hair is white.
Yeah.
But my grandfather, I think he was 89 when he passed away. And he didn't have much more gray than I have right now. Yeah. So, but for real, my beard, it's white.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But so I get stretchy in the morning and just moving around because motion is lotion. And if you start your day with activity, it really sets the tone for the rest of the day. Plus, by this time in my morning routine, I'm starting to get a little sleepy again. And after exercise, I do reading, which takes awakeness. So I'll do my devotional then, and then I'll try to do my daily Bible reading. Sometimes I have to put that to later, depending on, because it takes 20 minutes or so. And then I still don't do the scribing. I don't journal. I know I should. I know all these successful people journal. I know that they talk about how great it is. I just don't. And you know why?
Why?
Because all of my notebooks are for something else. I don't have a notebook that I have just for that. And so I use that as an excuse not to do it. All of my other notebooks have a purpose. This one is for books I read. I take notes for books.
Okay, yeah.
The one I've got in here right now is for meetings. I don't use it for anything else. I've got one that I do copy work in. Have you ever done copy work?
What is that?
So like schoolboys, I guess girls too, I don't know. Maybe they still had it over when girls started going to school, but used to just copy text, old text, Latin or Greek, or after it's translated in English, would just copy text, and that's how they would learn. And I still do that. So I'll just word for word copy. I'm doing Marcus Aurelius' Meditations right now.
Okay. Now I do that from books.
Yeah.
Books that I'm reading.
I'm talking about writing the whole thing. Yeah. And I use it to help my oldest son work on his penmanship.
Okay.
So he copies. He's got some. There's a beetle. He's got some like
COVID. Age appropriate.
COVID. It's the COVID. It's attacking us right now. What time is it? What day? That's coming. Age appropriate like science books and books about. I think he's got one about like biblical heroes that he copies.
Okay.
So
That's good.
yeah, but I don't have a notebook. That's my point.
Penmanship.
Penmanship, yes.
That is so important.
And yours is much better than mine.
Oh.
Just looking at this. Oh, look at that. Look at this. So do I even have notes for today? Oh, I took some notes. Look, you can't read that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, well,
No,
you just need
no.
your reading glasses.
But penmanship, yeah, that's important.
It is.
And I've actually looked into, are there classes to improve your penmanship? You know, I mean, I can write all day long. It doesn't mean it's going to improve.
What if you try harder? You tried that?
Oh,
Write that down.
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah. Well, so you don't journal. You don't have a diary or a
Diary sounds little.
whimsy log or.
Whimsy log. Did you make that up?
No, I heard that in a movie.
A whimsy log.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
What are you writing in? Whimsies?
Yeah. So,
No, I don't. I have before journaled. I just can't get into it.
well, I have so many other notes that I need to make.
Yeah.
It really seems exhausting to be able, to have to write down anything else, really.
What about, and I'm always plugging that other podcast, Art of Manliness.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't journal personally. He's tried it before and he said he doesn't find enough value in it personally for him. But he does encourage you to try it because so many people have found value in it. But one of the things he did was he released on his blog 30 days of journaling, and it was 30 days of prompts. And I think he even released it as its own book, like a journal.
Okay.
Have you ever tried prompt-based journaling?
No.
I wonder if you would get value from that then. Like asking you a deep personal question that then you have to consider, and I think that would narrow your focus.
I may have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, notes. Like this note, well, we'll get to here in about a couple of minutes, is
Oh, yeah.
I use this notebook for the book we're reading now.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I've also used it for other things. I got some client programming later in here that I think I did on the fly one time because I didn't have anything else to write it in. But I've got notebooks for certain things because I want to be able to go back and find it.
Yeah.
Now, how often have I gone back and found the things I've written? Not that much. Not as much as you have. I can't count the number of times you've been like, I got to go back and find this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Yeah.
we're very different people.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
You got that right. Nerd.
Well, I do that with books. Like right now, I said I'm reading David Goggins' book.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hurt me, don't hurt me, can't hurt me.
Can't hurt me.
Yeah. It's.
I don't think he
really
says
good.
don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
I can't see David Goggins saying that.
And it's funny how so many things that I read tie into other things. But like, I had to go ahead and read Cicero,
Of the Tusculan
Disputations.
Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah. It really was.
I gotta read it now. Okay.
And but so many things tied into other things that I have read or I'm reading. And we and funny thing is I just read it and then I had COVID last week.
You had what?
And he talks about pain. He talks about pain and how
Cicero does?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how a barbarian can be in battle and, not feel pain, but is basically can be overtaken by the common cold, So, but And I know I'm going all over the place, but for me, that ties into so many things. There was, I got to think about why I was preparing this, but Gideon. I started reading into Gideon and in a way putting a study together about that.
Judges chapters 6 through 10, I believe.
Yep.
6 through 9.
And that's where, oh yeah, if you remember, that's where I had them made that note about drink like dogs.
Yeah. Gideon wasn't, he ended up being real bad.
Yeah.
He kind of sucked there at the end.
Yeah.
Made like an
sucked there
idol for Baal. And
Yeah. But
you can't do that.
No, not at all.
For you guys listening, don't make idols.
Yeah. But David Goggins, in his book, he said, so if you have 100 men in battle, and I'll probably get this wrong. If you have 100 men in battle,
fact check us in the comments below.
10 shouldn't be there at all. 80 are targets. 9 are true fighters. And 1 is a warrior. And that tied into the 300 because,
Gideon's 300, not the Spartan 300.
Right. You had this huge army and,
there's like 40,000 people or something like that?
Yeah. And they kept, narrowing it down. And then the last way they narrowed it down was they had them go to the water and drink.
Yeah, doing this versus doing this.
Yeah. The ones who drank like dogs were the 300. Yeah. So they could still.
Can you hear that in the mic?
Yeah. So they could still
mouth noises.
Keep an eye on their surroundings. Yeah. So I know I just went
Well, no, that's
totally
okay. I think we ought to read
direction.
Tusculan Disputations as one of our books. I think it might be easier. Well, you tell me, will it be easier than reading?
It's difficult.
But we've been reading.
I know.
What is this book even called? I really forgot.
The Abolition of Man.
Abolition of Man.
Yeah. So we're chapter 2. What were your thoughts on chapter 2?
Oh, you have to read the whole thing. He doesn't get to his point, or he'll sprinkle a point in, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I made this point."
Well, just like I said the other day, you got to read a couple of pages, and then it's like, "Oh, okay, that's his point."
Go back. I've got my notes are jumping all over the place because he'll say something. I'm like, well, that's not important. Then he'll reference it 3 pages later. I'm like, okay, that was important. Let me go back and write it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's good. The point is good.
Yes.
And I enjoyed the first chapter more, I think, The Men Without Chest, because he gets incredibly philosophically deep on chapter 2, which is called The Way. And then I think chapter 3, I guess, will be the solution. Because chapter 1 was Men Without Chest. It's just identifying the problem. Mm-hmm. Chapter 2 is describing what the way is, what the Tao is, the Tao.
Yeah.
What the Tao is. And it's a tough concept to wrap your mind around from a secular perspective.
Yeah.
I really appreciate how he, at one point, was talking about it's not just for Christians; it's for anyone. Mm-hmm. It's ancient Greeks, Romans, Jews, Hindus, Confucians, where he gets the term the Tao. It's for everyone. It's that global moral truth. What did you feel about the chapter before we dive into it?
It was, like you said, it was, I think I probably had to read the chapter all the way through probably 4 times.
Yeah.
But every time I read it, I'm a highlighter person.
Yeah.
I'll have highlights all through a book. And it seemed like every time I reread it, I highlighted something else.
Yeah, to the point where it's the whole thing because you finally get it.
Yeah.
You finally understand.
Yeah.
Why
After
he said
4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's good. That's the mark of a good book. Is the rereads bring more highlighting.
Yeah. Kind of like when you watch a movie and a movie you've seen, 10, 20 times, and you're like, oh, I've never noticed that.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I just caught what he said there,
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for books, with the words in them. But the whole point of this one, and you go ahead. You want to summarize the chapter for us?
No, I'll let you go.
Oh boy,
ahead
thank
and
you.
do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he continues the theme of the value of objectivism, and he starts referring to the author as the innovator, the author of the Green Book as the innovator.
Yeah.
And talking about how the innovator wants to throw away objectivism or a global moral truth to basically rewrite their own or allow everyone to rewrite their own, which was, if you remember from the first chapter, was when you describe something, you're not really describing that thing, you're describing your own emotions about it, which is just wild. What a silly thing. But our culture today has grabbed onto that and just saying, however you feel is how you feel, and it's just as right as how the next person feels. And that is a dangerous, slippery slope. And he one of his best examples is sexual morality. And how when you step outside of that global truth and you start letting people define what moral right is, it gets dangerous real quick. And C.S. Lewis didn't have internet pornography. And he was already writing about sexual immorality and the decline of society once that takes hold. And man, like I said the last time, it's like he wrote this book yesterday. It's just crazy because once you start saying this is okay, where's the line? Once you step outside that and there's no boundary for moral right, there's nothing to ground you anymore.
Not to take us down a different road, but have you ever listened to Paul Harvey's If I Were the Devil?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude. You've got to listen to that.
Okay.
Google it, listen to it. And he recorded this in like the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, these things are happening today.
Yeah.
If I were the devil, I would do this. And it's all things that's happening today. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take us
No.
there.
So basically he just says that like you can't, and this is where it got really in the weeds for me, was he saying the innovator is trying to step outside of the Tao, redefine what morality is. But if he's saying there's no global anchor, how is he defining anything? Why write this book at all if there's no anchor of moral judgment, of moral reality? Then you have nothing to hold on to. Everything is slippery. It's like trying to climb a mountain of ice. There's no way to do it, because once you lose that center, you can't describe anything else. And it got really in the weeds there, and it was tough. It was tough even for me to understand. That's a joke.
A jab. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Did you want to say something to that?
No.
But then he goes on to say, and I didn't know where, oftentimes as Christians, I think, well, what I think is right, and it's ordained by God, and I don't have to change it. And that's not true. You should always be open to what other people are saying, because if you're saying that what you're saying is 100% right and you can't be moved, it's saying that you have a perfect connection with God, or as he was hit with the doubt, and it's not possible.
Yeah.
That's why we have to have these conversations. I mean, people that are like that are just as bad as the My Truth people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to meet in the middle. You have to be open-minded while still understanding that there is God, or there is that moral correctness.
Mm-hmm.
And he lists a whole bunch of things, which I thought was pretty cool. Some core moral truths of courage is better than cowardice. We've always recognized that. But if you look at today's society, that's not true anymore, according to them. Justice is better than deceit. Nope, that's been eroded as well. Parents should care for their children. That's not fashionable anymore. The weak deserve protection. They've really taken that as their only thing.
Yeah.
And do unto others as you would have done unto you. He mentions that. But once that starts going away, that like he said, there's no anchor anymore. There's nothing's right. Mm-hmm. Everybody just picks what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are so many things I could say about that would be considered very controversial.
Well, I'll just keep talking then.
Yeah.
No, but he said, he said, you cannot invent morality out of thin air. Once outside the doubt, nothing is good or bad. And to bring it back to the first chapter about the feelings, it's globally understood now, well, that slavery is wrong. People still engage in it because people engage in evil every day. Slavery is wrong. Especially the slavery that we had here in America was race-based and rooted in just disgusting racism. But slavery is wrong. That requires the justice and dignity that the Tao gives you. But what the authors or the innovators were saying is, oh, my feelings prefer people not to be slaves. So if they believe that that's okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we're still talking about the Green Book.
Yeah.
And the two authors and some of the notes. Well, the key note that I made is this chapter is about, well, the writers and their belief of selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And the belief of instinct.
Yeah.
And I think we are, we're born a certain way. Yes, we are born, we're sinful. We're
selfish.
We are. But for the most part, we are born as caring, mm-hmm. compassionate, and then society creates us to be selfish.
Or good, depending on the society you live in.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why it's important to have a society that
has that moral
compass.
Yeah. So
and it's not forcing everybody to believe your spiritual beliefs or your religious beliefs. It's just recognizing that there is that moral compass.
Yeah.
And these guys are saying that it doesn't exist.
Well, and they're talking about men in general willing to risk their lives for the greater good.
Yeah.
For other men, sacrifice for the greater good, when there are so many that, and it made me think about, how many times have you seen a television show or movie, whatever, where there's a situation, take for instance a bank robbery, and there's one guy that, I'm not going down for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a hero.
Yeah.
I'm all about getting myself out alive.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, those, the 100 men in battle.
Yeah.
one of them is a warrior.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and to bring it back to men, I've got a list here of, if you take what they said, it's a list of things men can't do. Men can't lead. If you agree with the authors of the Green Book, men can't self-judge, and therefore they can't self-correct. They can't be courageous. They can't sacrifice. And the reason is they can be, and I wrote these down, clever but cowardly, educated but aimless, and emotional but unprincipled. Because they were advocating for cleverness, education, and emotion. And that doesn't get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
It can help. All those things can help. Being clever can help. Being educated can help. Being emotional can help. But you got to have that guiding principle.
Yep.
So I'm excited for chapter 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get to that. I haven't even started reading chapter 3.
I haven't either.
But
That's good. We didn't let that pollute how we felt about chapter 2.
Yeah, because I got to read it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, all righty. You got anything else before we close for the day?
Nothing else, man.
Okay.
It was a good talk. Thank you for telling me about your morning and your thoughts of chapter 2.
Yes, sir. And you as well.
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
I'm Ethan.
Y'all have a good day.
See you guys next time.